we are officially in after post Mercury retrograde now. So all that hectic energy, it kind of did come, it kind of did go. In some ways, a lot of us didn't feel it as intensely as we did, but I think on a subconscious level, a lot has happened, and it's kind of beautiful that we get to end this space into coming into new moon today with new intentions, new vibrations, and new frequencies. And I think it's important for today's practice for us to bring that within, to simply just allow ourselves to let go of whatever's happened in the last couple of weeks, whatever our experiences have been, whatever we've taken from it, even if we haven't acknowledged it, even if we haven't taken a moment to sit with it or ask ourselves, you know, what do I need to do to change something within to move forward? Because obviously we're in a rapid space of time at this point in time, especially within our country, with the levels of flux of we're in a space where it's good, we're in a space where it's not so good, and we have to protect ourselves far more than we normally do. And I think that plays a big role in how we experience other things in our environment, because obviously if our environment is constantly moving in a way that we obviously, I can't say we don't resonate, but the resonation isn't as in sync as we would like it to be. And we start to feel those effects in a small way. And sometimes it's always firstly on a subconscious level before it's on a physical level, because then we get to that point where we realize we're uncomfortable and our bodies are telling us, listen, you need to pay attention. And the beauty of attention comes to obviously our physical part and our shadow part. Both of them play a hand-in-hand role. And something I did this week that I thought was pretty powerful. I had a shower in the dark and I had a look at myself, and all I saw was pretty much black. And I thought to myself, I'm literally showering my shadow. I'm cleansing my shadow. So in this point in time, I am doing shadow work. And I thought to myself, a lot of the time we think of it as inward. We have to be in our physical body to experience shadow work. We have to focus on it in a way that makes it feel more tangible to ourselves. But sometimes it's something extremely simple at looking at our shadow and asking ourselves, hey, how are you doing? What can I do for you? And it's the small things that make the biggest difference in how we move forward in this environment at this point in time. And our shadows are being cast long at this point in time, not purely on what the sunlight is doing, but purely on the basis of the type of energies that we have around us at this point in time, because our bodies are taking on such frequencies that are changing everything around us. You know, being in a lockdown, being in a space of, I don't want to call it prison, but it feels like we're being caged. We feel like we're being restricted to the things and the places that we can move and how we can move. And I think it's truly important at this point in time just to acknowledge that shadow and say, hey, I've got you, because at the end of the day, you are your shadow. You know, as much as we look at ourselves in light, we see the different shades, we see the different colors and tones. But when we look at our shadow, we just see it as simply one tone, one shape. Obviously, through movement, it changes, but we see it as one-dimensional. And I think today, what I'd like for us to do is just create that intention to see the multi-dimensional side to what our shadow is, because our shadow is also the physical plane, which is us. And if we can see ourselves as we close our eyes, we'd simply know we already are a shadow, because we're considering it as the darker side. So without the light, we are still in the light. We're just simply within another phase of ourselves. So with today's class, I'd just like us to bring that new intention, as it is new moon today, just setting a new intention of bringing out different dimensions to how we see our shadow. All right. So today, I was just thinking, we're going to do a nice fluid warm-up. So I think we're going to go 4 and 3 today on our Surya Namaskara A and Surya Namaskara B. But before that, we're going to come in and get into a nice comfortable seat. As am I. I'm going to head off to my mat now. All right, just slowly allowing yourself to find space within your mat as we gently close our eyes. And we start to absorb the space within our shadow. As we start to acknowledge the multi-dimensionality of who we are and how we are, we start to create that connection with our mat. As we start to tune in, we start to absorb into the space with our mat, that beautiful connection, the safe space, the space of healing, space of living, and space of simply being. Just slowly taking in a deep inhalation as you gently sigh all the way out. Inhale. Exhale, sign it all the way out. Final cleansing breath. Deep inhale. Drawing that breath all the way down into your belly. Exhale, releasing it and sign it all the way out. Beautiful. Just gently bringing your hands to heart center. Before we start our practice, upon this new moon, we call upon the light, we call upon the darkness, and we call upon ourselves to bring this intention of change, this intention of freshness, and this intention of love. Through what you see fit, bringing that intention in as you draw it in through a beautiful breath, and exhale to absorb it all the way in. And as we start our class, we open that beautiful gate as we gently walk along that path filled with all the light and laughter, through all the plants, singing that beautiful melody, as we gently draw up those stairs into our shala as we prepare to open our practice. I'm going to roll through the opening invocation. Vande Gurunam Charana Ravinde Sanda Shita Swatma Sukha Bhavote Nishe Yase Jangalika Mane Samsara Hara Hara Moha Shantye Abahu Purushakaram Shanka Chakrasi Dharinam Sahasra Shirasam Shwetam Pranamami Pratanjalim. Inhale for Om. Namaste Ashtangis, and welcome to your morning practice today. May it be filled with all the light, all the magic, and all the grace of this new full moon. Namaste. Alrighty. It's time for that frequency flow for you Ashtangis. So let's get onto the top of our mats as we gently start. Warm up. Alrighty, top of your mats, big toes touching, slight gap between your heels. We're going to go 4 rounds of Surya Namaskar A, and then we're going to go through 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar B. Just making sure that you have a nice micro bend in your knees, drawing your gaze forward, allowing your shoulders to drip all the way down and melt away into the mat. And as we prepare for this beautiful journey, we inhale, opening up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. As we exhale, hands to the mat, step in or jump in your feet to the back of the mat, holding high plank and flowing through Chaturanga Dandasana. Elbows to 90, untucking toes, Coming up, upward facing dog. Releasing all the way back to down dog. And we're going to hold here for 5. Just taking this time to walk your dog up, finding all those places that need just a little bit of attention this morning. Just drawing through that as you hone into your breath. We're holding here for 3 more. Holding here for 1 more breath cycle. Inhale, gaze up, floating or stepping forward. Coming up halfway, exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping those arms all the way up and around your aura. As you draw your hands through to heart center, releasing your hands beside you. Beautiful. 1 down, 3 to go. Inhale, we go again. Exhale, hands down to the earth. Inhale, halfway. Drawing your hands down. Stepping those feet back, flowing through your favorite Ashtanga posture, Chaturanga Dandasana. As you come up to smiling upward facing dog, releasing back to smiling downward dog. Just tuning into your Ujjayi breathing as you hold here for 5. Holding here for 1 more breath cycle. Inhale, gaze up, floating or stepping forward. Coming up halfway, exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping those arms all the way up and around. Drawing those hands through heart center. Releasing them beside you. Beautiful. And go again. Inhalation. Drawing those fingertips all the way up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the earth. Releasing left and right foot to the back. Flowing through. Chaturanga Dandasana. Coming up to upward facing dog. Releasing back to down. Just tuning into your breath and just allowing it to flow. We're holding here for 1 more breath cycle. Inhale, gaze up, floating or stepping forward. Halfway lift. Exhalation, fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, sweeping those arms all the way up and around. Come into Urdhva Tadasana. And releasing back to Tadasana. Beautiful. 1 more round of Surya Namaskar. Hey, inhalation. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the earth. Stepping those feet back, flowing through. As you come up, releasing back to down dog. Just coming back to your place of center, coming back to your place of calm. Holding here for 1 more breath cycle. Inhale, gaze up, floating or stepping forward. Halfway lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping those arms around your aura and coming back to center. Releasing your hands beside you. Beautiful. All right, from here, Surya Namaskar A to Surya Namaskar B. Inhalation, opening those arms up, feeling that love. Drawing your hands down to meet the earth. As you fold, coming up halfway. Exhale, hands down into the earth. Stepping those feet back. Flowing through Chaturanga Dandasana. Coming up to up dog, releasing back to down dog. Holding here for one breath cycle. Inhale, right leg all the way up. As you exhale, with momentum, bringing it forward, placing it between your hands, grounding back foot to 45 as you come up into warrior one. Feeling that vibration through your fingertips. As you exhale, hands down, back into the earth, stepping right foot back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Coming up to up dog, releasing back to down, and holding here for one. Inhale, left leg all the way up. As you exhale, bringing it through, back foot to 45, hips squared off to the front, coming up into warrior one on the opposite side. As you exhale, hands down, back into the earth, stepping left foot back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Coming up to up dog, releasing all the way back to downward facing dog for 5. Holding here for 3 more. And slowly on your next inhalation, drawing your gaze up, floating or stepping forward. Coming up halfway, exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping those arms all the way up and around. Drawing those hands through heart center. Releasing your hands beside you. Beautiful. Hope you guys are feeling nice and warm. We're going to get extra warm now. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Drawing your gaze forward as you release your hands down into the earth. Stepping or floating your feet to the back of the mat. Flowing through Chaturanga Dandasana. Coming up to upward facing dog. Releasing back to down dog for 1. Inhale, right leg all the way up. As you exhale, coming up Virabhadrasana 1. Holding here for 1. Exhale, drawing those hands back down into the earth as you release that energy. Drawing your right foot back. Flowing through Chaturanga Dandasana, your favorite shoulder shredder. And releasing back to down dog as we hold for 1. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, bringing it through. Virabhadrasana 1 on the opposite side. Feeling that magnetism draw through your whole chest as you draw your hands back down. Stepping through your Chaturanga Dandasana. Coming up to upward facing dog. Releasing back to down for 5. Just coming back to this place of center. And just tuning back into your breath. Slowly on your next inhale, gaze up, floating or stepping forward. Halfway lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping those arms all the way up and around, drawing those hands through to heart center, and releasing them beside you. Final round of our warm-up. Here we go again. Inhale, smiles up. Exhale, release, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Drawing your hands to the earth, floating or stepping back. Chaturanga Dandasana. As you come up to up dog, releasing back to down, holding here for 1. Inhale, right leg up, bringing it through. Back foot to 45, opening that chest up, feeling that vibration flow as you draw it back down into the earth. Stepping right back, flowing through. As you come up to up dog, releasing back to downward facing dog for 1. Inhale, left leg all the way up with momentum, bringing it through, flowing that energy up through those fingertips. Exhale, drawing it back down into the earth, stepping left foot and flowing through, up dog, back to down for 5. Inhale, gaze up, floating or stepping forward. Coming up halfway. Exhalation, fold. Inhale, sweeping those arms all the way up and around. Drawing those hands through to heart center. And releasing your hands beside you. Beautiful. Hope you're feeling nice and warm. Body's feeling good. From here, we're going to start into our standing series. So just taking your feet hip distance apart. We're going to go with our peace fingers, alright? So first things first, just taking your hands to your hips as we come into Paragustasana. We're going to draw up through our spine as we take a deep inhalation. Exhale, we're going to fold. Connecting peace fingers to our big toes. Allowing your head to hang heavy. Allowing your elbows to flop out. We're going to hold here for 4 more breath cycles. And from here, releasing your grip from your toes, you're going to place your hands directly underneath your feet as you come into Padahastasana, connecting the 4 energy centers that we experience this human vessel with, and allowing those elbows to flop out, allowing your head to hang heavy. Holding here for 1 more. And slowly on your next inhale, coming up vertebra by vertebra, allowing your head to hang heavy, coming up last. Slowly rolling your shoulders all the way up and around, locking them back into place. Drawing your gaze up. And just exhaling to release. Beautiful. Alrighty, from here, we're going to come into a wide-legged stance. What we're going to do is we're going to point our left foot to the back of the mat. We're going to come into Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle pose. So inhale, opening those arms up wide. Gaze over your left hand as you hinge forward over those hips. Exhale, release. Left hand down, right arm up. And just drawing your gaze towards your right thumb as you hold here for 4 more breath cycles. Next inhalation, drawing back up to neutral, turning left foot in, turning right foot out, hinging over your right hip this time. Exhale, left, right hand down, left arm up. Just placing your hand either against your ankle or your shin. As you dip just a little bit deeper. On your next inhale, coming back up to neutral, dropping both arms beside you, turning right foot in, turning left foot out. We're going to revolve our triangle pose now. So coming into Pavrita Trikonasana. Inhale, right arm all the way up. And as we exhale, we're going to place it on the outside of our left foot, opening up your left arm all the way up. On your next inhale, coming back up to neutral, turning left foot in, turning right foot out. Inhale, left arm all the way up. Feel that extension through your side body as you exhale, placing your hand to the outside of your right foot, opening up your right arm all the way up. Holding here for 2 more. And slowly on your next inhale, coming back up to neutral, resetting back at the top of your mat into Tadasana. And just taking a moment to close your eyes as you take in a nice, deep, luscious inhalation in. And just sighing it all the way out. Beautiful. I hope you're feeling nice and centered. We're going to move into our next posture. So leading with your left leg, 90-degree angle to the back of your mat. We're going to come into our extended side angle pose. So inhale, left arm all the way up. As you exhale, placing it on the inside of your left foot, opening up your right arm up and over, creating that beautiful diagonal line between your right foot and your right hand. As you draw your gaze up towards your right thumb, and just taking a moment to extend, feeling that beautiful flexibility throughout your mind, body, and soul. As we create that connection, we allow it to flow and we allow it to be. Holding here for 1 more. Inhale, coming back up to neutral, turning left foot in, turning right foot out, 90-degree angle. Inhale, right arm, feeling that side body extend. As you exhale, placing it on the inside, opening left arm up and over. Again, creating that beautiful diagonal line. Tune into your Ujjayi breathing. 1 more breath cycle. Inhale, back up to neutral. We're going to revolve now. Turning right foot in, turning left foot out. We're going to come into modified variation. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our hands to heart center. We're going to connect our right elbow towards our left knee. Drawing your gaze over your left shoulder as you bring those hands close towards heart center as you possibly can. Inhale, coming back up to neutral. Turning left in, turning right out. Inhale, bringing hands to heart center. This time we connect left elbow to right knee. Drawing that gaze over your right shoulder. And just pushing those hands towards heart center as close as you can. On your next inhalation, coming back to neutral, top of your mat. Again, just taking a moment, drawing those arms up and over as you inhale. Exhale, release, and slide all the way out. Beautiful. Hope you're ready for breakfast. I definitely am. Hopefully there's some chocolate cake awaiting all of us. As you open up into a wide-legged stance. So we're going into 4 variations of Prasarita Padottanasana, which means I think we're going to manifest a 4-layered cake. It sounds divine to me. I hope that sounds divine to you. Right, first variation. Just taking your hands towards your hips and just making sure that your glutes, your calves, your hamstrings and your quads are all activated. You're feeling your body starting to sing as you tighten those muscles, strengthening your grip and foundation. Inhale, finding length. Exhale, we're going to fold from those hips. Release those hands down to the earth. Allow your head to hang heavy and slowly allow those elbows to flop out. Holding here for one more. Inhale, bringing your hands to hips and slowly drawing your torso all the way back up to neutral. Beautiful. Alright, so while keeping your hands on your hips, we're going to make sure that those elbows turn back as far as possible. We're going to try and create those chaturanga arms. So keeping those elbows at 90, you'll start to feel your chest pop, start experiencing a minor back bend, and our shoulder blades are going to start having a nice conversation about breakfast. So we're going to take in a nice deep inhalation, and as we exhale, we're going to fold, keeping those shoulders in place, keeping those shoulder blades chatting, and drawing your head down, allowing it to hang heavy. Holding there for 3 more. And slowly on your next inhale, coming back up to neutral. Releasing your hands, just shaking out any tension that's being created. We're going to come into our 3rd variation now. So releasing your hands behind your back, interlacing your fingers, connecting your palms as you draw that fist all the way down, as far down as you can, feeling your chest starting to pop. Again, experiencing the nice, beautiful back bend. Inhale as we smile. Exhale, fold. And then slowly bring those arms far overhead as you can. Holding here for 1 more. Just bringing those arms as far over as they can go. Inhale, coming back up to center. Releasing those arms again, shaking those shoulders out. We're going to come into our 4th and final variation of Prasarita Padottanasana. So this time we're going to go with our peace fingers. So if you need to, just bring in your stance in just a little bit so that you can connect your peace fingers towards your big toes if you need to. All of our bodies are different, so we just need to acknowledge where we need to be. Hands to hips. Inhale, find inlet as you elongate through your spine. Exhale, fold. Connecting right, connecting left. Allowing your elbows to flop out, allowing your head to hang heavy. Holding here for 3 more. Holding here for 1 more. Slowly on your next inhale, hands to hips, coming up to neutral, resetting at the top of your mat back into Uttanasana. Mountain's pose. As you start to feel your stature, you start to feel your strength. Just closing your eyes as you take in a nice dreamy inhalation. Exhale, release. Slowly, as you tune out, gently tuning back in. We're going to come into our next posture. So what we're going to do, leading with our left foot against the back of the mat, coming into a short stance, making sure that our hips are squared off. So don't feel they're squared off, just extending that right foot just a little further out towards the outer edge of the mat. 1 of 2 variations, either bringing your hands towards your elbows, or bringing your hands behind your back in prayer, Anjali Mudra. So feeling those hands draw up against your spine as you inhale, feeling that minor back bend. Exhale, release to fold. Just making sure that you're keeping those hands connected, or those hands towards your elbows. Inhale, coming back up to neutral. Turning your feet around, now leading with your right foot as we absorb ourselves into the opposite side. Maintaining the same variation you had on the opposite side. Inhale, finding length. Exhale, fold. Holding here for 2 more. Inhale, coming back up to center, resetting at the top of your mat, shaking those hands out, just wafting those arms all the way up and around your aura as you inhale. Exhale, release. Beautiful. I'm sure you're feeling nice and chilled out right now. So if you're ready for Saturday's vibrations to come, but before we do that, we're going to come into our favorite posture. Utthita Hasta Paragustasana. Yes, it sounds like a mouthful. Indirectly translated, it is called 15 breath cycles of beautiful glute activation. So just a quick demo, left hand to left hip, right hand connecting peace fingers to big toe, opening up for 5, opening out for 5, and then bringing it back to center, both hands to hips for 5. Alright, so we're going to go on to both sides. So just making sure that your feet are hip distance apart. Beautiful. Right, left hand to left hip. Taking those 5 left toes, drawing them up, releasing them and meshing them into the mat, creating that beautiful connection as you inhale, right leg up, connecting peace fingers to big toe. You can stay here if you need to, or open up forward, holding it for 5, just looking for your drishti, your focal points in front of you as you start to tune your breath into that spot. Inhaling, allowing that extension to that spot, and as you exhale, allowing that flow to come back to you. You're holding it for 3 more. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about the count. 1 more breath cycle. Slowly opening up. Releasing your grip, bringing both hands to hips, pointing those toes all the way up, bringing your leg up, engaging through your core, holding here for 2 more. Exhale, letting it go, shaking it out. Awesome, glute activation, feeling good, right? Now we're going to feel doubly good. We're going to do the opposite side, right hand to right hip, 5 toes up, 5 toes down, meshing them in, creating that connection through your whole leg. Inhale, left leg up, peace fingers connecting to big toe, and slowly extending forward. Slowly opening up. Coming back to center, both hands up to your hips, extending that foot forward. Don't forget your serious face right now, just making sure that it's totally in the zone. Holding here for 1 more, just extending a little bit further up. And exhale, release, shaking it out. Just releasing any tension that's been created. Beautiful. Alrighty. We're going to come into almost pretzel form of our postures in our standing series. Coming into Adho Padmottanasana. So just a quick demo. You have 3 variations. Either just coming into tree. Alright. Second variation, coming into gentleman stance. So taking left leg over right, making sure that your ankle is above your knee. We're going to take right hand behind. Inhale, sorry, left arm behind, right arm up. And exhale, we're going to fold. Third variation is we're going to take our foot into a half lotus. Again, left arm behind. Inhale, right arm up. And then we're going to fold. Okay, so 1 of 3 variations, whatever feels drawn to you from your body today. So just coming up and setting up into your posture. We're going to go left side first. So drawing your left leg into your thigh, over your knee, or just above into your hip crease. Releasing left hand behind. Inhale, right arm. Exhale as you fold. If you've got a block in front of you, just allow yourself to place your hand into it. If you fall just like I have, enjoy it. This is all part of the journey. It's all part of the flow. It's all part of the fun. Inhale, coming back up to center, releasing your foot, and just shaking it out. Excellent. All right, so we're going to go to the opposite side now. The same variation you had on the opposite side. We're going to do on this side. Just remembering our bodies always feel different. So one side might feel harder than the other, and that's okay. Right hand behind your hip. Inhale, left arm up. Finding length. Exhale, release to fold. Holding here for 1 more. And slowly, as you release, drawing yourself back to neutral. Resetting at the top of your mat. Alright, we're going to go again. Inhale, opening those arms all the way up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the earth, floating or stepping back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Coming up to smiling upward dog. Releasing back to smiling down dog. We're going to hold here for 1. Inhale, gaze up, floating or stepping forward. Halfway lift, exhale, fold. From here, you're going to graze your fingers across the mat, coming up into your chair pose, Utkatasana. Just making sure that you're sitting nicely into that chair. Gaze up, arms up. And just looking down over your knees, making sure that you can see your toes as you sit a little bit deeper. Holding you up for 3 more. Just a little deeper now. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the earth. Stepping your feet back. Flowing through your final Chaturanga Dandasana. As you come up to up dog. Releasing back to down. We're going to hold here for 5. Inhale, gaze up. From here, we're going to come into seated. So either floating or stepping through. Right leg and then left. And slowly rolling down. Beautiful. What we're going to do is extend our feet out in front of us as we come into Dandasana. So first things first, activating those calf muscles so that you feel a slight gap between your heels and the earth, making sure that those toes are pointing up, activating your core, feeling that 90-degree motion, bringing your hands to heart center today. I'm going to hold you for 5. Just drawing your gaze forward. Exhale, release. Beautiful. I'm sure that was easy. I'm sure you don't want to do it again, but we'd gladly do it again. But we're going to go into our next posture nonetheless. We're going to come into Paschimottanasana from here. We're going to come into 2 variations. So first variation, what we're going to do is we're going to go with our peace fingers connecting to our big toes. Second variation, we're going to place our hands around our feet. So first variation, inhale, opening those arms all the way up. As you exhale, connecting. If you need to find a bend in your knee, allow yourself to do so. Bringing that head up and then slowly releasing it down into your knees or your thighs. As you find this moment of surrender, just tuning into dry breathing, holding you out for 2 more. Inhale, coming back up to center. We're going to go into our next variation. So inhale, opening those arms up. As you exhale, fold, placing those hands around your feet on the outer edges. Exhale, drawing your hip a little deeper and just allowing yourself to sink in. And slowly on your next inhale, coming back up to neutral. And we are ready for our final posture. So slowly extending those arms out in front of you, activating your core for the final time, taking in a nice deep luscious inhalation. And as you exhale, drawing your torso all the way back down onto the mat. As you prepare for your final posture in Shavasana, just allowing yourself to get warm. As you allow yourself to let go of your breath. As you slip deeper into this experience, we allow the energies that we've created in this beautiful space this morning to flow and fall around us and within us to hold its space. As we come to the end of this cycle, being our class, we bring our attention to our intention. We honor it through our breath and through the magnificence of our simple posture of simply being. And from here, we draw into the invocation for the new moon in Cancer. I invoke the spirit within me to provide peace to any and all. Tumultuous waters that arise, I intend for my tender heart to be heard and understood. I acknowledge the healing that I've done and I need to do. I am home for love. And so it is. As you slowly start to draw those energies back into your vessel, you start to welcome them back through your fingertips and toes, feeling that magical tingle and sparkle draw all the way through your vessel. As you start to twirl your ankles and wrists, starting to take a deep inhalation in, drawing those arms overhead, stretching your feet forward. As you sigh all the way out. As you slowly bring your knees to chest, just engaging in all the love that you are. Just giving yourself a massive hug. As you slowly roll over onto your left-hand side. And just taking a moment to share in all the gratitude for yourself, the journey that you've taken, and for the new day and new moon ahead. As you slowly start to pop yourself back up in a seated posture, just slowly bringing your hands to heart center. As we gently roll our mats up and walk along that path, gently approaching that gate to close our gate and close our practice with our closing invocation. Swasti Prajabhyaha Paripalya Yantam Nayena Magena Mahim Mahishaha Go Brahmaya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Inhale, form. Ashtangis, thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. May this day and this weekend ahead be filled with all the magic, all the light, and all the love. Namaste.